Alright guys, what's going on? This Cross. We are back. We just finished that game of Village, I believe is what it was. It was on Village. And it looks like we are going to drop right into a game on Underground. This map isn't the worst thing to play on, but it's not the best. I'm not sure why. I do enjoy certain maps, but at the same time, there's only like a select few in every Call of Duty that I love. With this, not so much. I wish I had impact on. I don't know if that spawn works. I've seen people do it in Search and Destroy, and it's hilarious when you wallbang someone through there right at the beginning. I believe someone has a quickest first blood on this map, where they just no-scope and right off spawn and they get a kill. I believe it's like a headshot through a couple walls or something outrageous. But that's one of those things in Call of Duty that just the surprise factor that you can achieve. Now, last episode we talked about montage standards and surpassing that. Like, what limit does it just become too difficult to surpass? And I never think there's a limit. I always think if there's a will, there's a way. You will find players that will grind out the best content they can. And I feel that since there's more people playing Call of Duty than ever before, you're going to see an influx of complicated, complex clips that people are hitting, very unique, above standard, above average. And it just opens the playing field for other players. Kid, sit down. What ridiculous shit is that you're trying to pull there with the akimbo walk-in spray? I guess, I don't know what that is. But I feel that the community is always going to support players who go above and beyond. It's just going to take a while for you to get noticed. And if you put out those types of standards all the time, you will be probably rewarded for it. But being that player who hits those very unique clips constantly and repeatedly, that's kind of hard to do. It's like hitting a COD shot of the day clip every day of the week. And to be able to do that, you got to be insanely lucky. And you also have to have some skill level to that. Not necessarily it's going to help you hit the clip, but if you're a skilled player and you get put in those situations where you can hit ridiculous clips like that, you're going to notice that, and it's going to help. But some people can only get so lucky. But I think now the community seems oversaturated with montages. Every day of the week, I notice this repeated cycle, and especially I catch on to it with FaZe montages too. I'll put out a montage, and it's talk of the town. Everyone just freaks out, and they're like, hey, oh my god, that was amazing, best thing I've ever watched. Week after that, Parish puts out a montage, and that's a lot of people. Where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? Parish will put out a montage, and everyone goes, oh my god, that's the best thing I've ever seen. A week after that, Spratty puts one out, and they go, holy shit, that's the coolest montage I've ever seen in my life. And everyone freaks out over that. Now, the next week after that, someone else puts out a montage. It could be Spratty, it could be Crafted, it could be Heist, it could be Temper, you know, it doesn't matter who it is. It could be any player. I'm just using FaZe members as an example of this. I've noticed this a lot. But there's like a worship system in a way where it doesn't matter what montage we put out, people freak out on how good it is. And then it dies down and goes away, and someone replaces that. And they always surpass you. And then the next montage you personally make, later down the road, it's better than everyone else's, supposedly. It might not necessarily be, but the reaction to it each time, it builds on itself. And people get excited for that new content, that new montage that you've been waiting on from your favorite player. And each time, it just gets better and better and better. But it might not necessarily be better clips, it might not be a better player, it might not be whatever. But it seems that's how the community works. Whatever the latest current thing is, whatever people are talking about is the most popular. It doesn't matter if it's the best or not. People are talking about it, so that makes it technically the best. And it's funny to see how quickly that changes, or how fast people's opinions of what the best montage is. It's a revolving door, and I think that's an important factor to keep in mind. Just if you're starting out as a montage player, don't expect to get known off that first montage. But I will say, if you take your time and you put out a very, very thorough montage, better than the average person, and it does start picking up some attention from large players, I would recommend doing that. I would recommend 2 ways to get noticed off of montages. Put out regular episodes. Everyone's doing the episode thing. But the reason to do the episode thing is to have a consistent flow of content on your channel, new content, so people come and watch that. And that will bring more people in consistently than releasing one video a year. You're releasing 12 a year, for example, one a month or something like that. And if you're only releasing that, you might not get a whole lot of views, but you're going to be giving more content, and it's going to be quality content. You're going to be controlling that. But when it comes to releasing one montage that you spent a year and a half on, it's like a blip on a radar screen. Just barely, just pops up there, and then it disappears and fades away. But if you can make that blip big enough and grab people's attention, if you can grab my attention, if you can grab FaZe members' attention, Optic members, whoever, Obey members, you can grab attention from like Toy Soldier or Grizz, people like that that are in the community for being known for sniping, that's going to bring attention to your channel. So it's not a bad idea to put out a very, very well thought out montage, but make sure it's well thought out. Make sure your clips are great. They're not generic. They're exceptional. Make sure that your editing is at a whole nother level. You can have great clips and a poor edit, which makes a poor montage. You can have great clips with an average edit, but it's phenomenal because the editing's so simple and you can actually clearly see what's going on. Or you can have great clips that are destroyed by overcomplicating your edit. But it's all about presentation. One, you want to have good clips, and then you want to have editing that shows off those clips relative to what each clip is. You want to be able to present that to your audience the best way you can. So if you're going to go into this as a montage maker, a brand new one, I would suggest making episodes using the best of those clips that you haven't shown anyone yet, and put those in a big montage and try to promote that. Try sending it to people on Twitter, but don't be like, hey, like and favorite my montage. Ask people to look at it. Don't force it on them. Recommend it. And if you start picking up on the right people and they actually look at your content and they start promoting it out there, you'll notice some interesting things that can happen. And I think that's the start. But once you start, you can't just give up and stop. Once you stop, you'll have problems. You won't be nearly as successful as you once were. That's how YouTube works. The moment you stop putting out content, you'll run into trouble. I thought I picked up his grenade, unfortunately. But that's my say on montages and getting noticed. You can put all your cards on one big one, but make it count. But at the same time, I feel building up your channel, respectively, on your own content and putting out more content than just one big montage and hoping you get noticed off of that is probably the safer way to go. Put out more videos, that way people can find your channel easier than that one large firework, that one large spark that just goes bang, It's very exciting and it goes over real quick, just like a firework. But you want to build your channel up the best you can. Where's this guy at? Ah, damn, I thought I hit him. But don't depend all on one video. That's my main point, because I see people do that. They go, this is going to be the best montage ever. They release it and it falls flat on its face. Not because it's not a bad montage. It's just because no one noticed it. And when that happens, it's very depressing to see, especially because of, if it's a friend's video, you're trying to help them out. But as an individual like me, I can only help people so much. I can't make a player turn into the next top most favorited player. That's not how YouTube works. I wish I did, because then I would probably have a very large amount of popular friends, because they're all great content producers. But that's not how YouTube works. And it might reward you for doing hard work, but sometimes it doesn't reward you for your hard work. So you need to go into this with the whole low expectations, high standards. Because as long as your standards are high, people expect the best from you, and they will never expect anything less. They will expect to see unique content, and oh my god, that was disgusting. Oh my god. Oh, that is probably one of the best clips in terms of things that I just hit right there. It's random knife to solid quad feed. That was pretty gross. I would use that in a montage, and I just hit that in a live com. That's pretty disgusting. I didn't expect that knife to hit anyone, let alone the whole team spawning there. But stuff like that, if you hit clips like that continuously, people are going to be wowed by that. They're going to see that wow factor of, wow, where did I see that? I've never seen that before in my life. How did he do that? And I think that's what drives people to put out content as far as unique clips go. That's where I started. When Grizz, recently I met him and I've started talking to him more, but he was the main guy that when you first watch Call of Duty videos, you're like, what the fuck is that? And he would do like a 360, he would do some random knife trick, something unusual, and you never saw it before, and that brought uniqueness to his channel that you never saw. 2 quad feeds, 1 game. That's a pretty good standard right there, I think. But I'm actually enjoying this quite a bit right now, and I think that alone will help build your channel more than being that average player. And I know everyone always preaches you need to be unique, you need to be creative, but they never go into what being creative is. And everyone has to find their own creative factor, and I'm trying to give you guys ideas, but it's your job to act on that. You need to build your own channel up on what your creative niche is. I can't tell you what it's going to be. You have to play around and find that for yourself. I won't be able to go, well, if you do this, sure, you might get something. But it's all about how you play and how you continue to play and present your channel. YouTube's a very large place. It's a big playground, and there's a lot of ways you can stand out. Unique clips is one. High quality content is the best way to go. If you always present that content that just makes people interested, has that what factor to it, that wow, that was interesting, you know, so that surprise factor, you can expect a lot of people to come back to your channel every time you post a video than being that guy who posts the same content over and over. That's what I think YouTube really thrives on, is people who put in a lot of time into their work and the quality is always surprising. I like seeing people like that rewarded. Now, it's going to take time before that happens. I love when people talk about YouTube and they expect to get known overnight. Please don't do that. I'm letting you know right now, because that will not happen. It could. It very well could. I'm not going to say it won't. Well, I'm going to say it won't. It probably won't. But it can. It's very rare, and you just kind of have to go with that. But, oh, darn it, I missed that other guy. Bummer. Can't get them all. Not all the time. I'm going to hop on the drop zone here, because I haven't been playing that. I've been trying to just holding down the fort, getting clips while I'm at it. But I got 2 pretty decent ones this game, and I'm kind of thrilled with that. This is probably one of those good games to have. Now, I went 43-16. That's a pretty decent score. 2 quad feeds, 1 pretty unique one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm just kind of in a mood to talk about certain things. And when I get in these moods, I like talking about it because I feel that you guys get a different connection. I'm not that YouTuber who just hides from it or hides what I have on my mind. And I never want to be like that. I want to be able to be honest with you. And I don't want to scare you by any means or discourage you from trying to be successful on YouTube. But try your best. But if you guys have high hopes, don't go into it with that. Just put out content you're very proud of and try to go there, but just know you might not be rewarded. If you think you're going to be the new person with 2 million subs in a month, I think you're setting yourself up to fail. But if you look at it and you look at the comments you're getting on your videos and you're happy with that and those just continue to grow, I think that's a better way to go than just expecting to get 100,000 subscribers by the end of the month, you know, something like that. Outrageous. You're setting yourself up to fail, and when you do that, you're going to make yourself miserable in a way. You're going to feel like a failure, and you don't want to do that. Keep your expectations low and your standards high. That's probably the best way to go. Anyway, I should be returning from my trip probably by the time this episode goes up. I believe it will go up on the 5th, and I should be home today. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you'll probably find out. I hope I have the dates right while I'm recording, but you can see here we are level 64. We went up a level. We're halfway to level 65, so I hope we can finish this road to Commander within the next month or so. I'm not sure when Black Ops comes out because I'm going to be playing that very hard, but I will finish this road to Commander. It's something I started, and I'm going to finish it, so I'll see you guys then. Take care.